I assume the Indian elephant is going to take care of it until it grows up, and then
Oh yeah, that's right.
yeah, it's going to be like a regular.
Get the hell out of here, the Indian. Oh, I see. Because it's going to come out of the elephant, but it's going to be a woolly mammoth.
Correct.
And woolly mammoth, this is a hairy elephant
With tusks.
One would say
big tusks.
One with big tusks and hair.
Have you been to Mammoth Lakes, California?
There must be a joke about Todd's dick in there, but. Today's podcast is brought to you by SeatGeek. Get $20 off your first order when you use my code Nash. What's up, everybody?
Wicka, wicka, woo!
We're back. It's the All Good Things podcast. You guys, it's a new year. It's a new me. I'm here. I'm going to be doing a 40-minute monologue today.
Yes.
And I brought an audience along with me.
Yes.
There they are. They're already laughing. They're cute. They've all been paid and fed.
Yeah.
So they know when to laugh. And
Can I give you notes after?
Can what?
Can I give you notes
Mitch,
after?
please. You're only supposed to chime in a little bit. You're already talking. No, I'm just kidding. I'm only joking.
Mitch, well,
Todd and Joe are here, and Mitch is over here on the ones and twos. Joe, my wedding was $123.
Who signed off for you in the courthouse?
Wyatt.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Did he cry?
No. Would you have cried if you were there?
Yeah, of course. It's a beautiful matrimony. Two people coming together to spend their lives together.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous.
Well, we missed you. It was fun. It was a pretty day.
Yeah,
Did you have vows?
Yeah, we wrote vows, but they wouldn't let us read the vows. So he had to walk away, and then we read them when he was gone.
Uh-huh.
And they were too long. Both of ours were too long. But it was pretty fun. Yeah. I'm happy to have it be done. Are you happy to be married?
Very.
Yeah.
Where's your ring? Oh, there it is. I think you took it off for a sec.
No.
By the way, the burger at the Rosewood where we ate after,
Yeah.
probably one of the best burgers I've ever had.
Yeah, that's a great hotel.
It was crazy. The food there was insane.
Did the train come by?
Yeah.
Yeah, the train went right through.
I love the train.
Yeah, at the hotel, Mitch, the train, it goes right through the hotel.
Big, like an actual train?
Yeah.
A big
like,
train?
Like an actual Amtrak that you can take to Santa Barbara. It's so odd. It's one of the oddest things I've ever seen. Like, I don't know how it could be safe or okay.
Well, there is a guy making sure no one goes on the train track.
There is one guy standing there, I guess, on one side of it. Now, what about the other side?
I feels like it would be obnoxious for guests, no? Like, you're just at the hotel and there's a train.
It's exciting.
How often does the train run?
I think there's one an hour or
Yeah,
one every couple
yeah.
hours.
Speaking of trains, did you see that Matt King and Patricia King, they took the train down from down the coast from Oregon?
Yeah.
It was so fun.
Yeah. How many days does that take?
Probably a couple. Yeah, I'm not sure. But it looked beautiful. Just riding the coast.
Yeah, that'd be really fun.
Yeah.
So they flew to Oregon and then they took the train down?
Yeah, I believe so.
Wow. Yeah. I'll tell you what's got my goat lately.
What does have your goat?
I'll tell you
what's got your goat?
I'll tell you what's got my goat.
Show us your goat.
I cannot go to dinners anymore and pay for everybody. I just can't.
No, I know.
No, I can't do it.
I know.
It's got to stop.
It's terrible.
It's unreal.
What was the straw that broke the goat's back?
I'm not going to name any names.
I Venmo you for the...
You always pay.
Yeah,
you always
yeah,
pay.
but I understand that. That was happening to me for a while. Where I would throw my card down, a couple people would Venmo sprinkle here and there, but it wouldn't be never enough. So I would take like 50% of the bill.
You take the brunt of it.
Like Jason, yeah.
Or people's concept of a tip.
Yeah,
oh my God. That is fucking... People's concept of a tip. They're like, people leave like your portion's like 100 and they leave 5. Like what? You're gonna leave a 5% tip? It's unreal.
Well, there was 6 girls at the New Year's Eve dinner that probably didn't pay at all, right?
Right. Well, I mean, I can't complain about my wife. She's good. I'll pay for her.
Okay.
But I cannot pay for everybody
No.
anymore. Listen, I'm generous. If I was flush with cash, I'm happy to take the bill. There's no better feeling than being like, I got this. And there's been times in my life when I have been able to do that, but I can't do that right now.
There's 2 stories that stick out to me with you.
Yeah.
The one where you went with the family friends, and you flexed
Yes.
that guy's name,
Yeah.
and they ended up charging you like 5 or 10 or 20.
That was my fault. And I paid my share. I paid my $3,000.
Right, that's a hefty bill.
Wait,
for
yeah,
just
yeah.
your part.
For what?
It's really quickly. I told the story on Joe's podcast, Lightwieights. Go check it out. It's a great podcast. Really quickly,
You don't have to really quickly. This is a gem of a story.
when I was married, we went away with all the couples, and everybody's great, really fun. And one of the guys, he he produces Top Chef. He's a big reality producer. Very successful guy. Great guy. Love him to death. And so we're there, and I'm like, I wouldn't do this now, but we were up in Napa, and I was like, this is the restaurant that you need to get in at Napa. Like this,
it's the Michelin star one. Up there,
yeah,
right?
it's a Michelin. There's a
Yeah.
couple of Michelins up there, but this is the fucking restaurant. And so we're there for a couple of days, and I'm like, we should try to go, you know. And he's there. Everyone's like, yeah, sure. If you want to put in the effort, we'll go. And so I call, and they're like, no, absolutely not. So then I go to my friend, and I'm like, hey, we should throw your name around. Like you produce Top Chef. And he's like, I don't really love to do that, but okay, if you want to try, like. So I go and I call, and I'm like, hey, it's like I happen to have the producer of Top Chef here. And they were like, oh, really? And I was like, yes. And they're like, oh, well, actually, we can do something tonight. You can come in at 9:30, party of 8. And I was like, I hung up the phone. And I was like, we fucking did it. I'm like, we got it. So then we go in there. We get there. The guy comes out, and they're like, oh, my God, thank you so much for coming. Like, the chef is so honored that you've come. And he would like to prepare a special meal for you tonight. And we were like, great. They're like, it's going to be 9 courses. The women are going to have one dish. The men will have a different dish. There'll be alcohol beverage paired with each dish. You know, and then it comes. And it's fucking... And we're like, this is the best. Like
your emotional state, like you're on cloud 9.
Like, we can't believe like how lucky we are, you know?
Yeah.
And it's the best meal we ever had. And
Are you nudging your friend like, hey man, we made this
I'm
happen.
nudging him the whole
This
time.
is
I'm
us.
like, did we fucking scored? Like, this is incredible.
Did it cross your mind at all?
No, because the way the guy said it was like, it's just going to be on the house.
The way the guy on the phone said it.
No, in front of us, he was like, he's going to cook for you. Like, we want to do something special for you.
Got it.
Right.
Like, since you're not ordering, we're going to prepare you something. Like, that's just like the unsaid thing of how it goes.
Right. And then the bill came, and it was $12,000.
Jesus.
And everybody was so mad at me.
Oh my God.
How many couples? 4?
It was 6.
6 couples?
It was probably like $9,000 or something like that. Like, it was...
That's insane.
Yeah, it was awful.
So when you see
9?
the bill coming over, are you like looking at it? You're like, that's weird.
No, I thought the bill would be like, oh, it'll just say 0.
Oh, you thought you were getting a zero
and
bill.
then you leave a tip.
Right.
Yeah. It was awful.
Who opened it first? Was it you?
No, he did. And I go, and I was broke at the time, and I didn't have a job. And I go, how much is it? I go, is it a month of my salary? And he's English. He closes it and he goes, no, it's a month of mine, like that. And I was like, oh. Or I said, like, is it a week of my salary or something like that? And anyways,
It's just like no more dinner 2024. You know, no
Okay,
more
no
birthdays.
more
either.
dinners.
Birthday. I can't do the birthdays anymore.
too many birthdays.
Holy fuck! Just birthday after birthday after birthday.
Oh, thank God no one has a birthday this month.
No,
Yeah,
there's like,
thank God.
Oh, yeah.
At least no one like worth it, you know?
Yeah. At least that guy doesn't like party.
What are you gonna
I have to say, my birthday last year was great.
What was your birthday last
was
year?
it?
Danielle, Mariah, Kaylin threw that party at David's house where everyone brought like their
Oh,
own
that's
like
right.
That was like the most Joe party.
Yeah, that
it
was
was
fun.
like people brought their own
Was
like
it potluck?
Are you turning 35 this year?
34.
No way.
Yeah.
You're 34?
Yeah, why?
You do a good job at hiding it.
Thanks. What do I look? 19?
I don't know. I still think you're 26.
Same.
I still do that.
Is that when we met him when he's 26? Or no?
Yeah.
He's like 28.
Yeah, I met
Yeah.
him when I was 26.
One of the
27.
first times too. Do you remember the dinner we went to at Chateau Marmont? What is it called?
Take it again.
Chateau
Chateau
Marmont.
Another take.
Chateau
Chateau Marmont.
Chateau Marmont.
It's French.
Yeah.
Chateau Marmont.
You took me there, and it was with all the Viners. Do you remember that?
No.
Oh, I
Tell me.
remember it. It was one of the first days
I
that we
took
met.
you to Chateau Marmont?
It was a Vine dinner where like
Right.
20 of the biggest Viners were all there, and I just moved to LA.
Was Scott there?
Scott was not there. I was the only one that did not belong at all. I think Logan and Jake were there too.
They were?
Yes.
I don't remember that.
No, they were there.
Logan, Paul, and Jake?
Yeah.
And us were at a dinner?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
At Chateau Mama. And
No.
it got groovy and everyone was having a good time, and then you got up and you started making a speech.
I did?
Yeah.
What
You were
did I
like
say?
you were like leader of the Vine pack.
How do you not remember this?
I don't remember any of it.
No, it was great. And then you did a belly flop on the table. You don't remember this?
Was Dave there?
He was not there.
I did a belly flop on the table. I didn't.
David was at the after party at like I don't know where we went. We went to like some place.
Was Karen Spencer there?
She was there.
She must have been, right? Wow, the old Vine days.
Yeah.
How's your pod, Joe?
It's going great.
Yeah.
Forrest Galante coming tomorrow, animal expert, wildlife biologist.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Forrest Galante.
Forrest Galante, an animal expert.
I think he's a consultant on the woolly mammoths that are coming back in 2024. So we're going to be diving into some dino DNA, my friend.
Wow.
It is. I know we're all giggling.
They're creating woolly mammoths, right?
They're taking
I love Discovery Joe.
they're
like
taking
Discovery Channel Joe.
Indian elephant DNA and splicing it with the missing components from the woolly mammoth that they have from the preserved fossils, and they're creating them together, and then they're going to be birthing what is the new woolly mammoth and putting them in Siberia.
Well,
That's fucking insane. What about the saber-toothed tiger?
That is not on the list. They're bringing back 6 other animals.
What?
so actual Jurassic Park.
Yes,
Bringing
but
back like it's an old pair of Jordans or something. They're like
Wait, what about
like,
Michael
It's
Jordan?
like they're reissuing like
Like
an old
pair of
sneaker
Jordan,
or like
yeah, it's like a
basically.
reissue. It's a reissue.
Refurbished.
That's
For sure.
insane. How much
Yeah.
is that costing?
I don't have the check.
That is crazy.
Hopefully, it's not being split. Am I right?
Oh my god.
Call back.
Hey, invite Jason. He'll take the bill.
What is this $4 billion? No, it's crazy. There's 7 animals, but they're putting them
Wow.
back in different
That's cool.
parts of the country or the world, sorry, where it like makes sense to reverse the climate change. Because if I don't know the exact science, but if the woolly mammoths are there walking on the snow, they like knock down the trees. It like prevents the snow from melting. So there's reasoning behind it.
That's fucking insane.
We'll find out tomorrow.
Wow. Wait. Sorry. On the same.
You look baffled.
I really am like.
Were you listening?
No, I didn't get it. No, I was listening. I'm trying to imagine like
Woolly mammoths.
how are they gonna survive?
They're being put into like the
Totally, you could put them there, but like, what are they gonna eat? Are they gonna have brains?
vegetation.
And what about the first ones that are born like with no mothers or like no
I
parents,
think
right?
I
So-
assume the Indian elephant is going to take care of it until it grows up, and
Dude,
then
that's great. Oh yeah, that's right.
yeah, it's going
That
to be like
is
a regular.
Get the hell out of here, the Indian. Oh, I see. Because it's gonna come out of the elephant, but it's gonna be a woolly mammoth.
Correct.
And woolly mammoth, this is a hairy elephant.
With tusks.
One
big,
would say
big tusks.
One with big tusks and hair.
Have you been to Mammoth Lakes, California?
There must be a joke about Todd's dick in there, but I can't get to it.
Woolly mammoth. Wait, on the same subject of animals, have you seen the Netflix doc Chimp?
I have seen parts of it.
Fucking amazing. I binged
Did you guys
all-
coordinate what you watched?
No,
before
No,
you got
Todd's
here?
an animal
No,
guy.
I binged all 5 episodes. I swear there's more drama and better drama in this docuseries on chimps than any other like drama out there.
The
They're
problem that-
fucking insane. They have their own gangs.
I don't like this.
And they beat up other chimps from rival gangs.
Oh,
and
yeah?
and they kill them. There was one story about these chimps were going to eat, and one chimp was mad at his own group, so he left to go back to their home, and he got cut off by a whole pack of other chimps from another gang, and they killed him. Fucking insane. They're ruthless.
It sounds great.
Talk about gangsta.
Sounds great.
I don't know if I could watch that. I get
It's really good. You should
get
watch
upset
it.
about animals. Maybe.
It's
What
a
were you
really-
gonna say? What don't you like?
Go for it.
It's almost like they're just painting a storyline. I'm sure some of it happens,
Oh, for sure.
but they fill in the gaps of like, oh, Brady over here is pissed that he
No, for
took his
sure, but-
banana.
But also too, I need I need a whole documentary on how they film it because they're like right up close with the chimps,
Yeah.
and it's just beautiful footage.
Everything's fabricated in
Crazy.
those reality shows. Getting back to Hollywood,
That's why
maybe
we
I'm
don't
on
like
the wrong side of TikTok.
I think you are. I love TikTok.
What kind of TikTok are you on?
The kind that's like
Don't kill yourself.
Tom Hanks
The pervert?
killed a family of 4 and no one knows about it.
Oh, the car accident.
No, I don't know. No, that never
Never
happened.
mind.
What's
but, like,
that?
you've never seen conspiracy Hollywood
Yeah, yeah,
TikTok.
yeah.
They make stuff up about like Oprah and like Tom Hanks and like all that.
Tom Hanks.
You never seen all that?
I feel like Tom Hanks gets picked on a lot.
Yeah, Tom Hanks does get picked on
Right,
a lot. Yeah. I mean, well, he was the biggest for a long time. He was like the biggest
down low.
movie star. Yeah.
Oh yeah, movie star. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. What else did I want to talk about?
Oh, you have a list.
Did you ever tell your Golden Globe story?
Oh yeah, what's your goal?
No, it wasn't a story. We were just going to talk about it. We already talked about it twice.
Wait, did you see the
Oh, I
host?
thought you had a story to
Wait,
tell today.
Did you see like clips of the host? And
Of Joe Coy?
Yeah, it was kind
Yeah.
of awkward, right?
Yeah, there was definitely.
What?
No, I disagree. You
didn't even watch.
I watched his monologue.
The opening one, in full, or just like
in
clips?
in full.
Okay, what do you got?
So when I watched it in clips, I saw one clip and I was like, oh, that's not great. But then I watched the whole thing and I was like, oh, he did a good job.
What is he from?
Joe Coy's a big comedian, like big all Netflix specials, movies, like big touring comedian.
Gotcha.
Like
He had a movie.
probably one of the highest grossing.
They should have had Joe Rogan host it.
Like, you'd never get Joe Rogan there
No, I'm just
ever,
kidding.
right?
No.
I thought it. I actually thought it was pretty good. I thought it was. You didn't like it,
There were a couple of jokes that I thought were funny,
right?
but for the majority of it, I thought the thing that
That room is so tough.
he
though.
treated the room like it was the comedy store, and he was like, Robert De Niro's here. Where's Robert? There's Robert De Niro. Yo, Robert.
Right.
Guys, what about this with Robert? And there was almost like tension of who he's going to pick on next and what's he going to say.
Yeah. So how would you not do that though?
I mean, it just seemed way more targeted rather than like Robert De Niro's here. I heard blah, 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 blah. It's like, Robert De Niro, there he is. Oh, Robert. And he starts like talking to you.
That's a fair assessment. I think I know what you mean. I think I felt that when he was doing it.
That's kind of, it just felt more like we're roasting you in front of everybody.
Yeah, that was just his
And
style,
it's like-
I guess. But the De Niro joke was really funny.
It was
What
there
was
was the Saltburn joke was funny too, but like again, I don't know.
De Niro's joke was, your greatest performance yet, getting her pregnant at 80, which I thought was pretty good.
What do you think of when he was like, "Oh, that's funny. I had 10 days to write this. Other people wrote this." Like when he said the writers wrote most of the jokes. That's a little.
Yeah, that's just like a roast at. That's just moving the comedy along. I think that's okay. You think I didn't read it like that. Like he's blaming the writers. I saw a clickbait headline like that. That was like, oh, like Joe Coy blames the writers. But I didn't look at it like that. I looked at it like he's just in the moment, and he's just like, oh yeah, the ones the writers wrote aren't getting laughs, but mine are.
Exactly. That's why I think he was treating it more like a comedy room rather than like
That's fair.
Bruce Springsteen and Oprah are here.
I definitely felt that when he came out. I was like, okay, this is different in
Right.
terms of like what I've seen in something hosting an award show.
Like he came out as in a stand-up set.
Yeah,
Almost, right?
Joe's right. He came out like he was at the comedy
Stand-up,
store.
yeah.
Yeah. And whereas Ricky Gervais comes out kind of like
Just chill, like very like.
just kind of
Hosting
dignified.
Talks to
an
the
award
room.
show.
Yeah, hosting an award show. And Joe Coy's was like, hey, we got this really funny stand-up. And here he goes.
Did you watch Ricky Gervais's special on Netflix?
Yes.
That's one thing I need to watch. So is it good?
Yes. Yeah, I really like him. I don't know how he became such a good stand-up, but he did.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Yeah.
He's funny.
Yeah. Go.
I have a question.
Yeah.
You just raise your hand.
I did. When is fellow stand-up comics Bobby Lee and Andrew Santino coming?
They come
January 15th.
Yeah, a week from today.
That's pretty cool
Oh, yeah, on this?
if you need someone
No,
to hold
no
the
way.
door.
You want to do the door?
I could do door. I could
Doorman?
bring water. I could do anything.
Oh,
I mean,
that's
I don't think they carry weapons, so I don't know.
I could do pat downs.
You want to pat Bobby Lee down?
I think he's a little
Which one do you
dangerous.
think? Should we have Joe?
Do you want a
pat
cam op?
A cam op. Yeah, I could do a cam op.
Damn, that's so fucked up. You
Joe's
have,
been demoted to
Yeah.
back to his old life.
well, you have Joe and I this week, and then the next week's Bobby Lee and Andrew Santino. That's absurd.
Yeah, that's a powerhouse.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
I mean, people love you guys on the podcast, though.
No, that's.
I love Bobby Lee.
Bobby Lee's great, and Andrew's great, and
Yeah.
I did Andrew's podcast, which was awesome.
Pat Friends or
No, I did his solo podcast.
You know, one time I saw Andrew. We're at Craig's. It was me, Zane, Heath. We had all been drinking all day, and Heath's like friends with Andrew. And so but I was like up, like standing next to Andrew and Heath's talking to Andrew, like hiccuping. He's like, and then he's like just like trying to hold a conversation with Andrew, who's like dead sober.
Yeah.
And we're both just wasted trying to talk to him at Craig's.
What did he say?
I don't remember, but it was so like thinking about it the next day. I'm like, oh my god, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
I'm sure if anybody has been around drunk people, it's Andrew Santino. He literally spends his life on the road, and
Yeah.
I mean, like, yes, Joe, you don't have to raise your hand to
Raise your hand
talk.
Oh, I have another question.
Yeah,
So I'm new to the comedy scene, right?
yeah.
I like going to these shows. They're fun. They're hilarious.
Yeah.
So I saw a comic 3 months ago at the Comedy Store.
Yeah,
And then I went again because I saw him performing.
yeah.
On that bill, maybe 4 or 5 of the same comics were there from the previous time.
Yeah.
And there were like 4 or 5 new ones.
The same people were there 3 months later?
Their set was the exact same.
Yeah.
So what's the time period for you to come see a stand-up comic before they start doing new material?
I think that, I don't know, you might have...
Like, how did I catch all of them doing the exact same set?
It's a really good
It was
question.
back-to-back weeks?
No, it was 3 months apart.
Oh, 3 months apart. Oh, wow.
Yeah, I saw them in August, and then I saw them last month, and they were the exact same sets.
This would be my guess. My guess is that the Comedy Store is so high profile now, and like such a an amazing place to go perform. And the audience, it was packed, I'm sure, right?
The first time because it was a weekend. The second time was a weekday. So it wasn't as crowded.
My guess would be there's probably a lot of pressure to do your best stuff.
Oh, actually?
Yeah, at the Comedy Store, and probably that's what you caught. Was okay, it's the Comedy Store. I'm gonna do my absolute best stuff, and then when I go do Bart's Fart Cafe,
Where's that?
You switch it up.
well, it's
down the street.
a made up
In Malibu?
Malibu.
Yeah, in
down the street.
Malibu.
Oh, I gotta check that one out. Because if they're doing new material there.
Yeah, I could see they would go try it out there and then maybe bring it to the Comedy Store.
Is it on the PCH?
On the PCH?
Okay, local.
You can ask Bobby Lee and Andrew that when you pat them down. Say, hey man, I was just curious. Why does everybody do the same stuff over and over again?
Hey, I have a question. How come I call it the PCH, the Pacific Coast Highway? It's a highway, and Todd's already beefing. Why can't I say the? Because my wife, who is also a local, makes fun of me for it too.
Yeah, it's weird that you say that.
But it's the PCH. It's the Pacific Coast Highway.
No, it's Pacific Coast Highway.
No, explain the difference though, because everyone says the 10 and the 5 and the 405, and that actually there's a story to that. But why is it just PCH? As a local, explain
As
that.
a local, you just grow up saying it's PCH or Pacific Coast Highway.
Because there's a reason why people say
it doesn't need the.
For the other freeways.
But it does sound funny when you say the PCH, right?
Does it though? Because it's a highway.
Does it sound funny?
At
It
least
does
to
not.
me.
It sounds like you're saying it
Wait,
the way you would say it if you were describing another freeway.
Why don't you look it up?
No, I believe
call-
I
do you
trust
call-
that
wait.
what you're saying is correct.
I
I'm
know,
saying
I
it
know.
doesn't make sense.
Do you say birdie or waterfall when you're taking a sip from someone's drink?
I kind of have a
Waterfall.
sip.
Waterfall? Okay. Where are you from?
He doesn't count.
Where do you think I'm from? Actually,
Chicago.
wrong. Close though.
Where are you from?
You should know. You don't know? No.
Midwest
Jersey?
somewhere?
Midwest.
Midwest. Okay.
So you were close.
Why should I know?
Omaha, Nebraska.
We've talked about it. Yes.
Omaha, Nebraska?
Yes.
No fucking
You're
way.
from Nebraska.
Holy shit.
Was that a guess or have we talked
that
about
was a
this?
guess. I swear to God.
No,
I
it
swear to
wasn't.
God,
We've
yeah,
talked about
that was
this.
a guess.
That was a good guess.
That's a
where
pretty
I'm
good
from.
guess. If
Wow.
that's
That's a
true.
really
No, that's
good
true,
guess.
yeah.
I'm
I
from
don't think
Omaha.
you ever told me.
I remember now.
Because I know
from
Ferris
Omaha.
is from Illinois. Or
No, Ferris
Ferris
is
is
from
from-
Nebraska too.
from Nebraska. Oh, that's right. Nebraska. Okay.
Well, that's where Ferris and I met.
That's right. Okay. Yeah.
But Ferris,
From Chicago. Didn't he grow up in Chicago when he moved here?
well, Ferris
He lived in Iowa.
Ferris lived in Iowa, but before that, he lived in
But he
India.
always goes to Chicago to visit someone. Is he a family there
he?
or no?
I think he just flies through Chicago a lot. But he is in Chicago a
But yeah,
lot.
the PCH sounds weird, Joe.
But explain. No. Okay,
There's
going
no
back.
explanation
Explain
behind
why
it.
though.
There's no explanation behind it. It's just like growing up, or I guess I've heard people out of state say the PCH, or it's like saying Cali. People from California don't say Cali, right? Nor do they say the PCH.
What I'm saying is, everybody when describing the freeways in Los Angeles,
what you're
people are
saying
like
makes
the
sense. Yeah.
10 and the 5 and stuff like that, and that makes sense because there's
Or
an
it's like-
actual reason and a story associated
Maybe it's
with
just
why
different.
people do
Maybe
that.
it's just different with
What's
numbers
the story?
before it.
From-
the four.
You're gonna have to correct me because you're local, but what I heard is the reason why people say the in front of the freeways is because Los Angeles, Southern California, was one of the first places in the United States to adopt the idea of a main thoroughfare, a freeway, and they didn't have numbers. This was before the federal government passed a law that was all the freeways and stuff like that have to have numbers, and so that's why it's called the Hollywood Freeway and the they had names before they were numbers.
I see.
And then when they had numbers attached to them, people just kept the.
What's the name of the 405?
I don't know.
The San Fernando Valley Freeway or something.
Or something like that. But the
I wish we had a
the
computer
5
next
is
to you to
the
look it up.
the Golden State Freeway.
When I moved here, that was the
That's
most
crazy.
confusing thing.
The PCH.
It would tell me to take exit 29, and it would just say like Bahunga Boulevard.
Bahunga Coenga?
What did you say?
I don't know. Listen, I drove across the entire country from New Jersey to California.
In that little BMW of
No,
yours?
I had a Kia Sportage. It was a crossover SUV, and my GPS gave out as I was 5 miles from my house, and I couldn't figure out where I was living because it was telling me to take different number highways and different exit signs, and none of them aligned.
What
That's really funny.
What GPS were you using? What's it called? The old GPS thing that you put in your dash?
No. It was my iPhone.
Garmin.
Oh, okay. The Garmin, yeah.
No, it was after that. It was my
Okay.
iPhone. It just lost connection because whenever I opened up Spotify, I would turn off the GPS, and it just started doing that.
So why didn't you just turn off Spotify so you could get
I didn't know at the time. I drove 40 miles,
So what
40
did you
days.
do? What did you do? This is your first day in LA? You're lost?
I was lost. I didn't know where my house was. My roommates weren't awake for me to call them to ask them what was going on.
Did you know them? Or you just
I
met
knew them from my hometown.
Okay.
And I was starving, so where do I go? I drove across the entire country, so I go to Jersey Mike's, where I just left New Jersey, and I get a sandwich because that felt like home.
Were you scared?
Yeah, I didn't know anybody.
When did you meet Jason again? In 2016?
2016 at a Halloween party.
when
He walked
did you-
in front of me. He
when
was
did
a
you-
P.
When did you move to LA?
2016.
How many months were you here before you
1
met me?
month before I locked eyes with you.
Did he lock eyes back?
No, he walked right past me. He like was hunched over, like walking around, and he was dressed as a P. And I swear to God, I must have talked to myself. I'm like, there's Jason Nash.
You got it?
I was right about the freeway thing.
Okay.
Yeah, you sounded like you were right.
Because their names before and then
In the
changed into two
50s,
numbers.
the interstate system was in its earliest stages. It wasn't until the Federal Highway Aid Act of 1956 that construction officially began on federally funded interstate highways, a new generation of ultra-wide high-speed roads designed to link the country. Before that, local and state governments experimented with parkways and freeways. One of the earliest was the Arroyo Seco Parkway, which connected Pasadena to downtown Los Angeles, which is now the 110.
You should try it, Joe. Just be like, take the Ventura, the Lancashire.
I gotta go up the Laurel Canyon.
The Laurel
The
Canyon.
Laurel Canyon.
I'm gonna do it.
You should try it.
regardless.
So
Canyon.
Caitlin makes fun of you for saying the PCH.
Yeah, because she's a local. She said she tried educating me the same way, but I'm like, it doesn't make sense to me. It's the PCH. We
What
have to
do
go
you-
up the PCH.
I always breathe a sigh of relief when I talk to Caitlin.
Yeah, she's smart.
Because, like, when I talk to you, it's like, it's chaos.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I'll talk to Caitlin and I'll be like, oh, okay. All right,
Everything's
yeah, everything's good.
Yeah.
You
She's
know?
the team leader.
Guys, today's podcast is brought to you by SeatGeek. Yes, SeatGeek, the most amazing ticketing app out there. I have my wife here, Naveen Nash, and we're here to talk about SeatGeek. It is the best ticketing app out there. And who did we get to see?
Taylor Swift, T-Swizzle.
We went and saw T-Swivel in Las Vegas. Thanks,
Swizzle.
T-Swizzle. Thanks to SeatGeek.
Thank you, SeatGeek.
And it is the best app out there. I have it on my phone. Whenever we want to find something to do in town, we check SeatGeek. They have their top 10 events in every town. Go download the app.
Download it.
Use the app. Have it ready. And right now, guys, if you use my code NASH, you're going to get $20 off your first order.
$20 off your first order.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, it's
That's
I think
crazy.
it's a really good deal.
That's crazy. You could go on tonight you guys could go on like a fun date, $20 off, and you could meet the love of your life.
Go download the SeatGeek app right now, guys. We've seen so many great concerts. Dave Chappelle, Tyler, the Creator. I saw Vampire Weekend. I took Wyatt to see Herbie Hancock once. That's why I always have it on my phone, and that's why I always have it ready. You can buy tickets. You can sell tickets. And I don't have to say, SeatGeek has signed on for an entire year here on this podcast, so get used to me talking about it. They're the ones keeping the lights on here. We love SeatGeek. Please go support them.
Listen to this.
Yeah.
You have SeatGeek on your phone. We have SeatGeek in our hearts. You like that?
That was really good. I
That's
couldn't
good.
have said that
Thanks.
better. The brand's going to love that. Guys, thanks so much for watching, and my thanks to SeatGeek for sponsoring. And now back to the podcast.
What was the biggest Hollywood moment for you?
My biggest Hollywood moment?
In your entire career? At what point were you like, this is Hollywood?
Was it before Vine?
I mean, getting to
Was it Saturday Night Live? Was it going to Charlie
getting to
Puth's
audition
studio?
for SNL, I guess.
Like
was
work.
big.
You had
That
a
was in
real
New York.
audition for SNL?
Yep.
I went in. I
Wow.
went into 30 Rock. I auditioned for Lauren, right in front of Lauren.
Did you have impressions set up?
Did you,
Please
did you,
do one.
You created a
I
character.
only had one.
Please do it.
I don't remember what. I mean, I know what it was, but I don't remember what I said.
Please give it a shot.
Yeah, I just did Matthew McConaughey. That was it.
I love him, and so does
like
Todd.
20 years ago.
Jason.
And then I did like 5 characters.
You're building it up so high.
And then I did. I really f***ed up in the audition because like I got there, and I was like, oh, I have a CD, like that. And everyone just froze, and they just sat there. No one moved for like a minute, and I just stood there on stage. It was really awkward. And then some guy came out and brought like the boombox, and then they played the CD. But the audition was fine.
You must have had a killer McConaughey, please.
No, it wasn't. I don't do impressions. I mean, it wasn't my thing.
But I'm sure you...
I mean, I'm sure I just did something like, all right, you know, something like that. But I don't know what the joke was.
Wasn't it like a minute long you had to do it?
No, really quick. You only have 5 minutes for everything. So it was like, if anything, it was like 20 seconds, 30 seconds. Why are you looking at me like you don't believe me?
I feel like there's a McConaughey inside you, and people want it.
I can't imagine what I said. I hope I had some joke. I might not have.
Was he anybody at that time when you auditioned?
Matthew McConaughey was
rom-com guy.
Yeah.
Right? Back then?
At that point.
At that point, yeah.
Oh, so
he
you're
had
playing
done
hard.
like Dazed and Confused, and he had done. I'm not sure. So
What year was it? Like 2000?
Yeah, I auditioned in like 96.
Oh, okay, wow.
Oh, so you were playing heartthrob guy.
That's wild.
You were trying to be SNL's heartthrob?
No, I mean, I wasn't a heartthrob in any way. I was overweight. You know what I mean? I think that was probably the problem. Was like, I wasn't anything. I wasn't I wasn't. If I was fatter, that would have been better. If I was skinnier, that would have been
Chris
better.
Farley was still alive then, right?
Chris Farley might have died by. Yeah, no, he had died by then.
So you're going in as his replacement.
Well, he was already off the show for a couple years before he died.
What's that one story you have with him where
Chris Farley.
he like joked, he like made a joke about you in like front of people, and he like pulled you aside. He's like, "Hey, man, that wasn't too much, was it?"
Oh yeah.
What
I was just like an intern there, and I was very like shy or whatever, and he just walked into the room and he just started, like interviewing me really hard.
Interviewing you.
Yeah.
He targeted, Chris Farley targeted you.
Yeah. So he would be like, he would come in and he'd be like, oh, what's your name? Like that. And I'd be like, I'm Jason. He's like, he's Jason! Like that. And everyone is dying. Like, even the funniest people on the show are dying. Like people like Norm Macdonald or like Will Ferrell. Like those people, like, no, there was no one that.
Will Ferrell was watching this?
No, Will Ferrell wasn't there. But the point is like everyone laughed when he like did a bit. There was other people that do bits and people wouldn't laugh. But when he did it, it was just like
he's the guy.
He's the guy. He was the guy that made everybody laugh. Yeah.
Were you nervous?
Him and Colin Quinn. Yeah, I was really nervous because I mean I didn't.
Was that?
He'd be like, his name's Jason. He's like, and you work for Norm. And I'd be like, yeah. And he's like, you get the coffee for Norm. You get the you make the copies. You make photocopies. Like for no, when you're like,
so you do impressions.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
I
make
guess it's pretty good
photocopies
Farley.
for him. And he's like, and he gets paid squat. Like that.
He like bends down.
Yeah.
Jason, come on.
Like he's doing, what was the name of that character?
The
The motivational speaker?
Down by the
river?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's like the best SNL
Was
sketch
it Foley?
ever.
What was his name?
Something
Mr. Foley?
Because who was in that? It was
David Spade and
Applegate.
Christina Applegate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when it was done, he like pulled me aside and he was like, oh, I hope that wasn't too much for you. And he was like, I'm just kidding around, that. It was like really nice.
No, Mr. Farley, I love that.
He's like
lived
so nice.
so many lives. And he told me these SNL stories, and then like he worked for Norm, and
He's
it's
so
fucking
nice.
insane.
Did you go home thinking you were the shit?
No, I didn't even realize like where I was until like 10 years later. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I was there. Like, I wish I could have do it again. Like,
You didn't even tell your friends, like Chris Farley like roasted me in front of everybody?
no, because my friends wouldn't have cared. They weren't like comedy people. I had a whole different set of friends that were just like way too cool.
And that's when like
What's that?
Sorry, that's when like Adam Sandler and David Spade were.
Yeah, Spade was there. Sandler was there. Spade was really nice. Sandler's really nice. And Sandler's really funny. And Spade's really funny. I mean, I like Spade's stand-up now. Like I always watch his like Instagram, and I mean I've always loved it. But yeah, I remember getting the job and being like, wow, like I'm gonna be with Adam Sandler and David Spade and Chris Farley every day.
How do you get an audition with Lorne Michaels?
Audition or an internship?
Audition, because you said you auditioned for him.
So one year I did the internship. I did that, and then the next year I was an assistant and a receptionist for Norm. And then that was the year. And then at the end of that year, I left, started performing. So this is over like the course of like 3 years. And then the end of that year, I got an audition for the show that I was worked at before, and then I didn't get it. It was crazy. And it was the same year Fallon auditioned, and Fallon got it.
Could have been you.
Yeah, and Fallon was great. His audition is like.
I want to see that.
Like it's fast. It's like Seinfeld, like a ton of bits and a ton of impressions right away. You're like, wow, this guy belongs on the show.
That's so funny.
Yeah, he was good.
Cool. Have you seen the movie Taxi with Jimmy Fallon and Queen Latifah and Tom Brady's ex-wife?
Taxi?
Giselle.
Giselle?
Yeah. Oh my God. I used to, as a kid, like Giselle was bombshell in that. Like she was like
Giselle's pretty.
The it girl. And I used to watch that movie just like strictly to watch Giselle in that movie and just pause it and just look at her.
Did we watch
and do
that
other
together?
things too as a kid? But like,
Did we watch that?
Did we watch that together?
We did in Joshua Tree.
Oh
Yes.
my God, that
we
movie?
did, yeah, Taxi, yeah. I used to spank it to that movie. I'd pause it on Giselle as a kid and rub one out.
Next time we go out to dinner, I'm going to put on makeup and a wig and a dress. And when I get to the dinner, I'm going to go, I'm a girl, I'm not paying.
That's a great idea.
That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
You know?
What did this?
This really upset you, huh?
I'm done.
Wait.
Because they know I'm not rich.
This is New Year's?
It happens a lot. And I'm not picking on Danielle either. It happens.
No,
I
yeah.
love Danielle.
No.
I absolutely love Danielle. But like it happens in other places
No,
too.
wait, I'm in your spot.
People
when
are
you're, when you're
poor.
not there and we don't like something, we don't split it or you take it, I don't Venmo you. And if it's just me and Scott, we'll take the brunt.
Yeah.
Brunt, yeah, the brunt of the bill. Front.
Did you?
It's a good word.
Did
Yeah,
you ever hear the
brunt,
story
brunt.
about after I made the speech at your wedding? So I made the speech at your wedding, and I was nervous to go up there and like make the speech, and I was like, okay, and I thought it did okay, it was good or whatever, and then people were like, oh, good job, and then did you ever hear John Castro was critical?
Yes. I hung out
What
with
did
him.
John say?
I hung out with him one-on-one the other day. He is a character and a half.
He's a character.
Him and his girlfriend came over. We had a game night.
What?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
With John Castro?
Me, John, Kaylin, and Jules.
Lucky you.
We played Scrabble. And John is another human.
You played
that sounds
Scrabble with John Castro?
You think he'd be better, but he's not.
Joe, I can't think of a bigger disaster than Scrabble with John Castro.
It
English
was-
is his second language.
Tell me about it. He's making up words that don't exist. He's also using the checker for that all of us were using to make sure words existed, and his wouldn't apply, but he'd be like, yeah, of course, EQ, like equilibrium.
My God.
He tried to use EQ as a word.
As
for
equilibrium. He didn't even use it as equalizer.
He was checking words before he played them.
Which was we all were doing. We made that
okay,
a
okay,
rule.
okay.
But he was using words that were already turned down, still trying to make it happen.
Wait, what does that mean, checking words?
Well,
Just to make
I
sure.
think technically, right, when you and it doesn't
In the
matter.
real- yeah.
In the real, like if you're playing Scrabble, like and taking it really seriously, technically you're not allowed to like look up words or whatever before you play them.
yeah.
If I use a word God, GAWD, and if that doesn't exist, then I lose my turn.
I see.
But we were playing it where you can look up words to make sure
Which
that
is
they
cool.
exist.
Got
Which is
it.
cool.
It was more of a chill night because
So who won?
I did. I destroyed.
Wow.
I won by
did?
over 100 points.
Wow.
I'm really good at Scrabble.
You are?
Yeah.
I believe it.
Yeah.
And what else did John say? Anything else?
Nothing sticks out. It was all just so crazy.
Did you guys get wasted?
He said to me.
Yeah.
He said to me after I gave the wedding speech. He goes, "Oh, great speech, Jason." He goes, "Would have been nice if you'd mentioned Caitlin a little bit more." I was like, I know I wanted to mention Caitlin, but I thought it was going long.
That's kind of sweet though. He's like looking out for her, you know.
The other day at Davis, I just sat down after your wedding.
Yeah.
And I sat down to watch part of Meet the Parents. I just threw it on. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm by myself. I'm by myself, just so tired. Just want to watch this movie. I love John. And he came over and he just kept talking to me. He kept talking to me and kept talking to ask me questions about New Year's. Oh, we did this and that. I said, oh, that's cool. Yeah. But I'm like so exhausted. I just wanted to watch Meet the Parents.
Yeah.
You know, but it was just like just a whole conversation.
What was he doing at your house?
No, sorry. He was at, we're at David's.
Oh, he was in his house.
He was in his house. Yeah.
That's like you can't complain.
No, I love John. He's so funny. How's his glasses company doing?
Yeah, they have a sunglass company now. Hero and villain. I don't know. I mean, I hope it works.
Did you ever come out with a product?
No. I mean, just merch.
I have an opportunity to come out with a hot sauce, and I'm thinking about it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. How much is it going to cost you?
$1,500.
That's it?
Yeah, it's pretty cheap.
All in?
Yeah.
What's it going to be called?
If anyone has an idea.
Joe's Hot Tamale?
Yeah. Joe's Hotties. Joe. I don't know. I also may not want my name attached to it at all.
So it would just be like a hot sauce without your name on
What
it.
about Big Chill Hot Sauce?
Yeah, I could call it that. It doesn't really work, but I could try it.
How are you? But aren't you getting out of the food game? I thought you were going to start a golf channel.
I'm going to start a golf channel, but the truth is I'm going to be doing food for the rest of my life.
Are you going to do a golf channel?
Yeah,
'Cause I love to
golf
eat.
boys.
No way.
Yeah, the golf boys. Me, Zane, and our friend Ryan.
You mean Heath?
me, Heath, and our friend Ryan.
Which one is it, Zane or Heath?
No, I'm doing it with Zane. Todd had a channel with Heath, so
Oh, that's right.
Why don't you invite Todd in on your golf channel?
I don't think he plays golf.
I do.
Really?
He had a golf channel.
I don't know. I haven't seen him play in a while.
I guess Joe's really good at golf.
No way.
Let's go to the range right now.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you think you're better than Joe at golf?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Because Joe was talking the other day. He said he's been playing since he was a kid.
Have you seen his swing in his videos?
No.
Oh, you're one of those critiquing me? How dare you? I post one clip of me swinging at the golf range, and
He looked like-
everybody.
He
Keep
looked
your
like
foot
he was.
down.
He looked like he was scared of the ball.
Joe went like this. Joe just did like a Steve Martin.
That is so false.
What does that mean? What does that mean when someone's scared of the ball? What does that look like? Like,
I'm just kidding.
like that, yeah.
Yeah,
Actually,
coming back. I'm
yeah,
kidding,
yeah.
Joe. You look fine.
What type of videos would you make?
I want to do 9 holes because 18's a lot, and just like fun golfing videos.
I told you, man, I did a vlog with Jonah and Adam W. once where I took them golfing. It was great. They were so funny.
It's so fun.
I mean, it's such a
Big
great
golf videos?
backdrop for comedy. Like, no, it is, because
Yeah.
like basketball is like too intense. Tennis, there's so much in between, right? Because just like riding to the hole
Yeah.
or after,
Yeah.
I should do it, Joe.
And you get wasted.
And you
which
get
is kinda
wasted.
funny, too.
Yeah, that's on my list.
All right, what are we at? 3:19. What do we got, Mitch?
101. 1 hour and 1.
We have enough, right?
I think so.
Okay, perfect. All right, let's wrap it up. I'm trying to think if there's anything else we can talk about. I got married. Well, Joe, we missed you at the wedding. I'll see you at the next one. And I don't know. Anything else?
Joe, would you come to my wedding?
Yeah.
Whose wedding was the best, Todd? Matt King's, Joe's, or
I
mine?
think yours.
Mine was the
Yours
best.
was the best. It was easy.
Was that a draw for it because it was so easy?
Yeah. It was.
But
it was so
Joe's was
nice.
pretty easy too.
Everyone's wedding was great.
Joe's wedding was great.
Everyone had each wedding had its own like distinct fun part, I guess.
We stayed at the same hotel we stayed at for your wedding.
Oh, really?
I love that hotel.
What's it called?
Marmonte?
Marmonte.
Oh, Miramonte?
Miramont.
Yes.
Miramonte.
Right by the zoo.
Right by the zoo.
Did you go to the zoo?
No, Joe, we didn't have time to go to the zoo.
So you guys both got married at the Santa Barbara courthouse, right?
Who goes all the way to Santa Barbara and doesn't go to the zoo?
Does Santa Barbara have a nice zoo?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I don't really like zoos. I have to say, if anybody out there is going to get married, don't have a big wedding. Just fucking skip it. Nothing on Joe's wedding, which was a blast. I had a blast at your wedding, but I know it cost a fortune. It
Yes.
did, right?
It did.
It cost a
How much?
fortune.
A lot.
60?
And Joe,
It was a lot.
And Joe, I had a wedding the first time around, and it cost a fortune. It was at Castle Del Mar.
Shutters?
15 years ago. Yeah, Shutter. Well, the one next to Shutters.
Oh, yeah.
But if any, I mean, Joe, I got out scot-free. I got so lucky. right?
Yeah, you did.
I did. I got so lucky.
There was no planning for you. It was great.
No planning. I remember I had one meeting with a florist.
How much did they quote you?
It wasn't even the quote. It isn't what they think they wanted. Like they wanted like $12,000,
Oh, that's pretty cheap for
which is pretty
florist.
cheap, right? And it wasn't the money. It was the hour I had to sit with her.
And figuring out what type of flower.
Yeah. That's what pissed me off about it. I was like, I can't sit. I don't want to sit with you for an hour. I don't want you in my life.
Did you like the cake tasting though?
Only because we got Snapchats out of it. Do you know what I mean? Like, and even then I was like, I can't have all this cake. And then you taste it all. It's all good. But to like pick things and like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is the other thing.
I don't, but I do.
This is the other thing.
I've never done it before.
And this is what I love about Naveen. Is like, you know, I get it. You're like, I guess girls, they want like a big wedding. They're like, it's my day. Well, it's everybody's day. You know what I mean? A bunch of other people are involved in that day. No one's shutting off their lives. It's my day. No, not really. You know what I mean? That's the only thing I'll say about it. It's just like, and I'm not trying to like shit on like, you know, big weddings or girls that are like dream of having like a big wedding, but it's like, it's a racket, and they take advantage of them. I think, right? Joe can't say anything because he just went through it.
No, they definitely take advantage of different situations.
Don't you think so? Like,
yeah, of course.
Like, how about your day? Like, beautiful. I had the best time at your wedding. I mean, I literally had the best time, but it rained.
Yeah.
So then at the last minute,
You have
Joe's
to get
got
tents.
Joe's got to find a tent, right?
Yeah.
Joe had to find a tent?
I went out.
You found the tent?
Be serious. Be serious. Who went and found the tent that day?
It was the town and country, the planning.
The venue,
The planner.
right?
But it just it's very, especially here in LA, it's very expensive.
Yeah.
It's
They gouge you.
Yeah.
The food at Joe's wedding, ooh, fire.
They were private chefs.
Great
They were,
food.
The pizza was
They were
insane.
amazing.
Michelin star pizza
Wow,
restaurant.
What was the
that
best
really
thing?
nice. What's that?
What was the best thing?
The pizza.
Yeah, the pizza was.
Pizza was fire.
I would go back there.
Oven.
Yeah, pizza oven.
Pizza oven. Yeah, pizza oven.
They brought their own oven. I didn't get to see it that day
Yeah,
because it went by fast.
It was really good. Yeah, they do go by so fast too. Weddings.
Did it go by fast for you?
My wedding or yours?
Yours. Did my wedding go by fast?
Your
for you
wedding
too?
went by really fast.
Yeah, right.
'Cause I was having so much fun.
That's what I was saying. Are you gonna make any traditions? Are you gonna go there again next year?
Maybe to Mexico. But it'll be nice. We're married. It's January 4th is our anniversary. So every January we'll be like, oh, cool, we could take a trip or something, celebrate.
And then like 2 weeks after is my birthday, so that's cool.
Yeah. What are you doing for your birthday?
Going to Carmel.
Can we come?
Sure.
Actually,
Carmel by the Sea?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's sick.
Okay,
I want
yeah.
to go super bad.
Yeah. It looks really super
watch
cool.
out,
Looks super
watch
pretty.
out, Carmel.
isn't Carmel in Santa Barbara?
Is it Carmel?
It's a little. It's
south of.
It's super whitey tighty.
What does that mean?
It's like the whitest whitey tighty, kind of like whitey tighty place I've ever been.
Is it like
it's
Solvang?
No, Solvang's got like, you know, Latin people there and stuff. Carmel's like locked away, like old people, like everybody looks like Clint Eastwood.
Ooh, he's there.
But it is beautiful.
Carmel by the Sea.
He used to be the mayor.
Of Carmel?
Yeah.
What?
Wait,
No, he didn't.
Yeah, Clint Eastwood was the mayor of Carmel, California.
You can't just make stuff up.
No, he was.
This is a public podcast.
No, he
Wow,
was.
that's-
He was the mayor.
That's
I
impressive.
mean, of course he won. Wouldn't you vote for Clint Eastwood in a town of 10,000?
I'm gonna run for mayor.
1986.
Wow.
Clint Eastwood elected as mayor of Carmel by the Sea.
There's definitely a plaque of him. I'm gonna take a picture of it,
It is beautiful. And if you golf,
which I do.
the greatest golf course in the country is there.
the
Pebble
greatest
Beach.
golfer right here.
Right? And the greatest golfer
Yeah.
Joe
in the
Vulpis.
country. So you're going to Carmel. Are you going to celebrate with us at all?
Yeah. What do you want to do? Dinner?
On me?
Call back.
Well, that's the other thing. Todd, on a birthday, you have to pay.
Yeah, usually, but Joe doesn't want to ever like do any dinners like that. So
I'm not a dinner guy.
We could like get off scot free.
How's your relationship, you two?
Me and Todd?
Yeah.
It's great.
Thriving.
Yeah,
You never see each other.
we just watched Braveheart the other night.
And then we watched Meet the Parents.
Yeah.
Back to back to
Yeah,
back.
he was actually there.
we
Call
were on
back.
FaceTime?
Yeah. For two of them we were, and then the Meet the Fockers we were together. Braveheart is such a good movie.
Huh?
Braveheart. Sorry, it's random.
Joe, people want to know why you're not on TikTok Live anymore. What happened? Everyone asks me all the time. They go, "Where's Todd and where's Joe?"
I was never on it.
You were never on it.
Yeah.
My podcast just takes a lot of time. Because
He does,
I try and do
one
3
a
a
day.
week,
He does one a day.
which is almost.
I went up to him one day. I'm like, "Yo, Joe, you're like your podcasts are so great. Why don't you space them out like once a week? Let them." And he's funny you say that. I was gonna do once a day.
I just saw Adam Ray do a live solo premiere podcast.
What is a solo premiere podcast?
So it's just him on YouTube. He's live. He did an hour by himself, and it went right out. And then now it goes to his page.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, you could do that. You could do like a live podcast and have people watch it.
I could do one by myself, but I just like having somebody there to like understand. Like Forrest Galante, I'm so excited for. You know.
Who else have you had on? You had on the
CEO of Blockbuster.
I saw that.
That was crazy.
That's
good.
Cool. That's a good story.
That was
What's
really
he doing now?
Consulting for companies, and he's doing something with a spaceship from SpaceX employees who are trying to build a rocket that mans 30 to 40 people.
Oh wow.
Damn.
We have an invite to go down to SpaceX and we never go. Cuz you can't film it, but we can go. There's a guy that always calls us.
Really?
Yeah.
Elon?
I think his last name's Musk. I liked how you're doing it though. You're doing like things that you're interested in. Like you have like WWE people on.
Yeah, baby.
Like even though that's not my cup of tea, I think that's really good. The same way that like Rogan like will have like a UFC fighter on because that's what he likes.
Yeah, I don't tune into those, but
Right. But I think that's good. You should keep doing that.
Maxine Dupree, Dominic Mysterio, Chad Gable.
Maybe you could get a job as a commentator with the WWE eventually.
I would love that. People are like commenting on TikTok. They're like, "You need to replace this guy." I'm like, I want to.
Can you
imagine?
That would be crazy if he was a commentator on the WWE.
I just get a WWE gig.
I could see it. He has like that the kooky enough face and like delivery.
Because like imagine me in the Big Show and I'm just like looking up at him.
Yeah.
Big Show.
Yeah.
That'd be so cool.
Yeah.
Does Vince watch your pod?
Vince McMahon?
Yeah, is he watching
Yeah,
it?
talk to him. Talk to that camera.
Vince, if you're watching this, dude, let's do it.
Don't tell Vince. Tell Logan.
Logan, if you're watching this.
Say Logan Paul.
Logan Paul, if you're watching this.
Look into the camera. Tell him.
Logan Paul.
Say it like a man.
Come
That's
on,
what Logan
say
wants
it.
to see.
Logan, if you're watching this.
Deliver it.
That's the wrong camera,
That's
dude.
the wide Joe.
Joe, this camera.
Logan, if you're watching this, bring me to WWE.
Grip it like you like. Grip
Logan
it.
Paul, if you're watching this, we love you. Give Joe a shot at maybe being a WWE commentator one day.
I want a shot at the title. No, I want to be a commentator.
Have you seen that kid, the little kid that he's like really into WWE? Not Joe, but
Yeah.
And he went up to Sylvester Stallone and recited his like whole monologue, and then he's like buddies with like Hulk Hogan. He's like, "Listen, Hulk, so I'm gonna put you down if you get in my way."
Yeah. He's fucking great. Whenever I see kids that are really good like that,
Yeah,
I'm
maybe
like-
he should be the
I'm like,
commentator.
what? Maybe what?
The kid should be the commentator.
If he gets it because of this podcast, I'm gonna be pissed.
I always get sad when I see kids that are really entertaining on Instagram because I'm like, well, in a year they won't be like that. It'll be over. They grow up. Like there's like a kid now that's like really cute. You know the kid that goes, "I'm cranky, I'm tired, and I work hard at school." Yeah. That kid. You never seen that kid?
Nah,
See,
not
I gotta need
cranky.
Caitlin. Where's Caitlin? If Caitlin was here, I'd be like, "Have you seen that kid?" She'd be like,
Is he on TikTok?
Yes, I know that kid.
Nah, man, my feed is specifically catered to me. WWE,
Yeah.
food,
Yeah. Emo.
emo. Yeah, 25 bands coming back this year.
Ass and tits. And ass and
No, Todd, that's your For You page.
Todd, what's your goals for 2024? Come on, man.
2024.
Help me out.
Help me out.
I have some smaller goals and some like more larger macro goals. One smaller one would be to be fluent in Spanish. So I'm working with Duolingo on that, and then a couple other big ones are.
Why are you laughing?
Bro, the way he said it was like he's like working with a specialist. I'm working with Duolingo on that one, you know?
Duolingo. I'm really trying to meditate every day. Jeffrey Rose,
I'm working for this professor. What's his name?
Mr. Lingo?
Mr. Lingo?
Mr. Lingo?
Mr. Lingo. And then I'm really just trying to focus like music and acting, but really trying to hone it. Not just like it's more like a bigger picture, but I really want to focus like on something, like a couple songs, put all my effort into that and the promotion and shit that. So
You want to make a movie?
I do want to make a movie, but I'm just trying to focus on acting because like these past couple of years, it's been like directing, writing. No,
I'm offering you be act in a movie.
No, you said you want to make a movie, like produce a movie. That's how I took it.
Oh no, I meant like me and you be in a movie.
Yeah, of course. But you said you want to make a movie, like produce a movie.
Oh right, sorry.
Come on.
I misunderstood.
You know what I'm saying?
No, but the way it came out, I was
Alright.
like, "Do you want to make a movie?" He's like, "Yeah, but I'm focused on acting right now." I meant
No,
like,
'cause
I meant like you and I write a movie and make a movie.
Yeah, of course. But no, recently, like with the short films, it's like writing, directing, producing it, and then acting in it. But
Right.
now I want to put that to the side and just focus on acting.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Why don't you make a movie together?
We don't have money. The money.
Figure it out.
Enough money.
I
Find investors.
I think we could. Yeah, I mean, I think we could do that. That's a good idea. You know where I got the idea? I had talked to Brandon yesterday. That's
Superbad?
That's what Brandon's.
Super.
Where I got the idea. I watched Superbad. I can do that. No, I talked to Brandon yesterday. That's what Brandon wants to do. He wants to make a movie for nothing, for like $30,000 or whatever.
Why don't you do it?
He's not asking me to do it.
No, why don't you do it?
Oh, make my own movie?
Yeah. You already have experience with
I
two.
don't have $30,000.
Can you just do it? I don't understand.
No, because like you gotta like even if we had like Mitch shoot it or Ferris shoot it, you have to pay them. You gotta.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think you can figure it
My
out.
finances are so
Do you know how many big hitters he had in his first movie?
Yeah, you had a crazy lineup.
many, and then downhill since then. But yeah, a lot of big people. It was fun. Now I'm on TikTok Live. Come find me.
He'll be battling people later.
Babel? That's Duolingo's enemy. He said battle. He said battling. It sounded like he said babble.
Oh, Babel.
Yeah, right.
Right.
All right, we can end it, guys. Thank you so much. Please go check out Joe's podcast, Lightweights. It's fantastic.
Shows his butt cheeks.
Go check out Todd on Instagram. All his podcast is coming back. We think the Good Boys, correct? At some point,
Good boys, yeah.
we hope so.
If Mitch helps us.
Go check out
I'll help
Todd's. Go check out Todd's shorts. All of the short films that he's made over the years on YouTube. They're really great, and
Yes.
I'm in half of them.
Yeah, no, I think Jason's in like 85% of the shorts.
Yeah.
Moo Man.
Moo man, yeah.
And then I will be here next week, hopefully with Bobby Lee and Andrew Santino, as long as I don't cancel.
How does that work? Do you text them?
Me?
Yeah. Like superstars like them. They're like top tier.
Them, I have their phone numbers.
So are you in a group chat with the two of them?
No.
Are you going to start one?
I honestly don't know them that well, so I don't want to like scare them off.
I'm such a fan of Bobby Lee and Andrew Santino. Bad Friends is such a great podcast.
They're really funny. I mean, they're the best. Yeah.
If you
Bobby's
accidentally group chat me in, so be it.
You don't want to creep him out.
Yeah, I'm worried that I'm going to creep them out, Joe.
Right, okay.
I can't have you creeping them
You
out.
probably don't want to put this out until they come sit down here.
We're going to cut all this part, Todd.
Hey, do you mind linking my Spotify music page?
You want me to?
Sure.
Okay, we're gonna link. See, Joe, if you had asked, you would have got a link, but Todd asked first. Go check out Todd's Spotify. It's linked below.
Wait, can you put my Spotify like fan page so people can see my playlists?
What's your fan page?
Like my Spotify playlist page. So like people can see the songs that I listen to.
Isn't it more important that we get Todd's music out there than the songs that you like?
You could put him first, but put me under in case
He doesn't
people
care about his friends.
That's not true. If people wanted, I get asked all the time what I listen to when I work out. So it's like,
He listens.
Wouldn't you rather I link your podcast?
no, do my people want to know my songs.
All right,
Are you
guys,
sure they want to know your songs?
Yeah, they want to know my songs, please.
I'm kind of curious.
Remember we would box and people would complain that Joe is on the ones and twos?
You're trying.
Which, in his defense, I love early pop punk, like emo 2000s
Yeah.
music. Everyone else like wanted rap and Drake, which I do not prefer.
You
I
don't
prefer,
like rap.
No, I don't mind it, but I prefer Joe's
You prefer
music over
Screamo.
Ilya's and
Because you
Susie's,
love Blink.
Yeah.
Water Parks on my podcast, Neck Deep on my podcast. It's gonna be linked down below.
These are bands that are coming on your podcast.
Yeah, Neck Deep.
I think they're already on your podcast.
Not yet.
I love Neck Deep.
You know Neck Deep?
I don't know them personally.
You should DM Wyatt, see if you can get Great Big Cow.
GBC?
Yeah.
They wouldn't
They won't
respond.
come here.
GB, they won't?
I've asked them.
Why won't they do it?
They're too big, man.
They're cool, man. They're too cool.
They're selling out the
I think they
Troubadour.
are too cool for a podcast. They're too like indie rock, right?
They're not
No?
though. They're actually really goofy. They always do like comedy stuff, and I'm like, Wyatt, don't do that. I'm like, just do the band.
Oh, like before like the show, or like during the
Well,
show?
they'll be like, oh, we could do like a funny skit. And I'm like, don't do any skits. I'm like, just do the music's the music's good enough on its
Yeah.
own. Like, just do that. Did you ever see Tyler, Creator?
Live?
No, he made this like he was like one time I saw myself being funny, and then I said in that moment I decided I'm never gonna be funny again. Did you ever hear him say that? So that he was what he's saying is like, I'm gonna take myself seriously as a musician, and that's it.
Wow.
Which is really funny.
Interesting. Like I said, Hulk, if you're watching this, I want you next week in my face.
Did you see Iron Claw?
I have not seen Iron Claw. Have you?
Yeah.
How amazing is it?
Incredible.
Woo!
What's Iron Claw?
With the wrestling
With
movie.
Zac Efron, Jeremy Allen White? Are you kidding me?
Did that come out?
Yeah, a
The Von
couple
Erichs?
months ago.
Have you seen the wrestling movie with Steve Carell when he's the coach?
Yes. The Foxtail.
I need to watch that.
Foxcatcher?
It's
The
amazing.
Foxcatcher?
Foxcatcher? It's amazing, right?
Now, Joe, that is where I can connect with you on is 80s wrestling.
I can't. That was before my time.
Oh, okay.
Fuck. All right.
Well, the Von Erichs I know though.
I didn't.
Oh, was the movie good?
It was great.
Oh shit.
But
does Zac,
you're from
does Zac
England all of a
Efron's
sudden?
character die?
I'm not going to spoil it.
Fuck.
It is a very downing of a movie.
I can
and
tell.
as a guy who didn't know the Von Erich story,
It's a downing.
yeah. You'll see when
Who's
you
John
see
Castro now? It's a downer.
I
It's a
did not
dummy.
eat yet,
Yo, at
so
least
I
John-
am low on carbs. I have no protein.
John's
That's
excuse is he's from the
crazy.
Philippines.
My words.
that's not a word.
Yo,
Downing, that's not a word.
This guy
Even
won,
I know that.
This guy won Scrabble too. Joe, that's not a word.
EQ is a word. All right, guys, we love you guys.
Love
we'll see
you
you
guys.
next
Thank you
time.
so
Thank
much.
you.
Peace.
Bye-bye.
Spotify down
Thank
below.
you, Mitch, for being here.
Suck me
thanks
sideways.
to Mitch, our shooter and editor.
Mitch.
And our producer, and go watch Joe's podcast. Go to Todd's
what's
channel.
that old chant that used to chant when Mitch wasn't around? You would be like, Mitch is not a bitch. Mitch is not a bitch.
You're making the same joke that people have been making in my life since 5th grade. So.
Goodbye, everybody.